Hello, my dear students. Very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all once again to this SYBSC online lecture. From 2-3 lectures, we are discussing about the new topic, that is chapter number 2 of ideal and the real solutions. In the yesterday's lecture, we discussed about ideal solution, means what is meant by ideal solutions, as well as the Raoult's law, where the ideal solutions are nothing but the interaction of solute as well as solvent, which are similar that of solute and the solvent in the solution, with the interactions are the same, as well as the heat of mixing delta H for mixing, as well as change in volume of delta V for mixing, which is equal to 0 in case of the ideal solutions, as well as where the ideal solutions, the activity of each constituent is equal to its mole fraction in at any condition where the temperature and the concentration is given. Such solutions are called as the ideal solutions. With respect to the ideal solution, we also studied the Raoult's law. Today, we are going to see the very important part of one more of law, that is Henry's law, ideal dilute solutions. See, in the yesterday's lecture, the Raoult's law, which provides good explanation for, we can say, the solvent interaction in case of the where the we can say good explanation of vapor pressure of solvent in dilute solution, vapor pressure of solvent in the dilute solution. But whenever it is could not explain the vapor pressure of solute in the very dilute solutions, could not explain the vapor pressure of solute in very dilute solution, such that in 1803, the scientist Henry proposed a statement. He has given a statement that is called as Henry's law. Here it is also the ideal dilute solution or Henry's law. It related with the vapor pressure of solute in very dilute solutions. The vapor pressure of solute in very dilute solution means, as we know that, for example, if this is a individual solute particles are there, if in such a case the interaction of solute in very dilute solution, for example, this is a solution, here it is one solution component A, or we can say solute. Let us consider if it is a solute, where the solution, if it is present in a solution, but here the solute is in very small quantity because it is highly diluted solution. Highly dilute solution is there. Means definitely in case of the very dilute solution, solvent part which is in the excess of solution is in the excess. So therefore, the vapor pressure of solute in very dilute solution, which is given by the scientist Henry, he has stated that he has given a statement, that is the vapor pressure of here you can say here the vapor pressure of the William Henry in 1803, the William Henry, the scientist of William Henry, he has given a statement which is related to the, where we can see, that is of, he has stated that the vapor pressure of a solute is proportional to its mole fraction, proportional to mole fraction of the solution, proportional to mole fraction of the solution. So which is mathematically we can write here, that is vapor pressure, for example, P solute, that we can say here Pb is directly proportional to the Nb, where as we know that this is very dilute solution, means in case of the dilute solution, this vapor pressure of solute, that is component B, it is related to the, where the vapor pressure of the solute which is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the solute B, that is Pb, that is partial pressure of pressure B, component is directly proportional to the, that is mole fraction of the B. So here we can write Pb is, removing the proportionality constant, we have Kb, that is proportionality constant, and Nb. here PA, where we can say PB equal to partial pressure, partial vapor pressure, partial vapor pressure of solute in solution, or here we can write NB is the mole fraction, mole fraction of solute in solution, and Kb is the proportionality constant, is the proportionality constant. So we can say here, in case of very dilute solution, but the ideal dilute solution where it related to the Henry's law, it stated that he has given a statement, the vapor pressure of a solute is proportional to mole fraction of the solution, where we can say here mole fraction of the solution means nothing but where the mole fraction it is related to the how much the number of solute present in the solution, that is Pb is directly proportional to the Nb, where we can say mathematically Pb equal to Kb into Nb, where the Pb is nothing but the partial vapor pressure of solute in the solution, and Nb is the mole fraction of solute present in the solution, and Kb is the proportionality constant, where we can say here Henry's law. See, this is very important. Henry's law is obeyed only. Henry's law, here I can write where this is the mathematical expression. Henry's law, which is obeyed, Henry's law is obeyed means we can obey only dilute solutions, dilute ideal solutions, or ideal dilute solutions. Ideal solutions means Henry's law, it is related to the ideal dilute solutions with respect to where the vapor pressure of solute present in the solution, that is the different one as compared to the Raoult's law. It is explained by the Henry's in 1803, that is the vapor pressure of a solute is proportional to its mole fraction in a solution, where mathematically we can write Pb is directly proportional to the Nb, where the Henry's law is always obeyed with the dilute solutions. When we see the graphical representation of this Henry's law, if we have, let me consider the graphical representation of Henry's law, we can write here. For example, here we have the only a single component of the two different way. This is of 0 and this is of 1, where the mole fraction is given, mole fraction of Nb, that is mole fraction of solute on x axis, and where we can see mole fraction of B of mole fraction of solute, or directly we can say here Nb on x axis, where on y axis if the pressure is given, on y axis pressure is given at temperature T equal to constant, where we can see here this is the Kb, where here it is we can say this is the Kb value, where the proportionality constant, if it is there, where it is Kb, this is the Kb, where the proportionality constant of the solute B, where we can see this is the pure vapor pressure of B, P0B, we can say here. Further, for real solution, see where this is this certain deviation can be, little bit of deviation, where this is the vapor pressure of pure component B, and these are the real solutions, where the real solutions have little bit of deviations. This is for real solution, because ideal solutions are different, real solutions are different, because those interactions are the different. Means in case of the real solution, solute-solute interaction, solvent-solute interaction as well as solute and the solvent interaction in the solution, those are the different as comparatively the pure form of the solute and the solvent is there, where we can see this is the ideal dilute solution. Ideal dilute solution. This is nothing but the Henry's law. Here the graph which indicate the Henry law. This is Henry law, where this indicates the solid line of P0B, that is vapor pressure of pure component B is there, and further this is of ideal solution, where below this is ideal solutions, means they obey the Raoult's law. Definitely, where the ideal solutions are obey the Raoult's law, ideal solutions are obey the Raoult's law, means Raoult's law is nothing but it has given the certain vapor pressure about the solvent were present in the solution, but the ideal dilute solution it related to the Henry's law, where the vapor pressure of solute it is completely explained in the ideal dilute solution by the Henry's law, where the real solutions they are deviated from the ideal solutions of the Henry as well as the Raoult's law, because ideal solutions are completely the interactions are the similar as compared to the individual components of the solute as well as the solvent. Okay. So, now we have the applications. Applications, very important, applications of Henry law, applications of Henry's law. Applications of Henry's law. Let me write, Henry's law is used for the determination of estimation of concentration of methane, carbon monoxide as well as hydrogen, N2, O2, etc. So, here the Henry's law is used for the estimation of concentration of methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. Next, also Henry's law is also used in the estimation of concentration of carbon dioxide CO2 present in blood plasma. Okay. So, this Henry's law is also because we have the concentrations of particular solute can be determined only by using the Henry's law. So, here estimation of concentration of CO2 present in the blood plasma, it can be used by the Henry's law. Now, second Henry's law, third one, Henry's law is also used in the groundwater treatment, groundwater treatment. So, this is also used for the groundwater treatment. Next, Henry's law is also used in the stripping of various chemicals, various chemicals. One more of application we have, that is Henry's law is also used where the estimation of determination of concentration of determination of certain gaseous, estimation of gases present in lipids and proteins. So, these are the some different applications where we have the estimation of where we can say the applications of Henry's law. Getting my point? So, today we studied about Henry's law, which is gives the direct the relation of ideal dilute solutions where the vapor pressure of solute present in the solution, but the solution is completely ideal dilute solutions where the vapor pressure which can be calculated, which can be where it is given by the vapor pressure of a particular solute is in an ideal dilute solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction of the solutions, and simultaneously that is partial pressure of Pb is directly proportional to the Nb where Pb is equal to Kb into Nb, which is of Kb is a proportionality constant where the all ideal dilute solutions are obey for the Henry's law, and simultaneously we are studied the applications, the different applications we can see here. The estimation of concentration of methane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen like gases, and estimation of carbon dioxide, that is estimation of concentration of carbon dioxide present in the blood plasma is also can be determined by using the Henry's law, where the used in the groundwater treatment also, where further this Henry's law is used in the stripping of the various chemicals, and also the estimation of gases present in the lipids and the proteins, it can be also determined by using the Henry's law. So, with this I will conclude this lecture. In the next lecture we will see some more important, that is we comes to the main part of the this topic, that is real solutions as well as the miscibility of real solutions and their derivations with a different one. So, with this I will stop here. In the next lecture we will continue for more concepts. Thank you for watching this lecture and thank you so much.